get on with the next stage in the chassis. I'm going to be wiring in the output jack sockets, output transformer wires here. So I'll start off with the bus wire, which I've already pushed through but haven't soldered into place. Okay, so I'm going to run these wires straight back here. Usual cable tie arrangement. Black's going to go to this one end of the bus, and then we have the yellow to the 4 ohm, green to the 8 ohm, and orange to the 16 ohm. So let's get on with that. Right, next I think we'll start wiring in the sockets. And we'll start with this one, probably to use or get the previously wired link switch wires in place first. So these have to go to either side of the triode, which is going to be via a 10k resistor on pins 2 and 7. Pin 2 being from the link switch, which is that one. Which is that one. So we're talking about going there by a 10k resistor. So Okay, so here's the state of play at the moment. Now, I decided not to put a video on of me wiring up the valve sockets, because basically all you'd see is me holding wires in place and the soldering irons at the back of my hand, really. As you know, the turret board's been populated. So what we've done is run the heater wires through, pins 4 and 5 of the EL84 to 4 and 5 of the EL84, joining 4 and 5 and pin 1, joining 4 and 5 and pin 1, joining 4 and 5 and pin 1 of the ECC83s. What's purple on the schematic, or the layout here, dark pink, is the wire that's the two wires from each of the EL84s that go through to the dual pot, the master volume. The black wire you can see, that's merely an earth that goes to the circuit board. I've wired in the output transformer outputs from the valves, one for each side. The common yet to be wired, obviously, that goes to the circuit board. Sorry, those are the inputs. The outputs, of course, are already wired into the speaker terminals. So the inputs for the output transformer. And that's about it, really. Everything has been checked out for continuity, making sure there are no bridges between any of the other pins. The odd bit of wire you can see hanging out, for instance, here, over here, and here. These are links across the valve socket pins. They're loose on there because there's other wires or components that need to be wired into those. So they're wired on the side that has nothing else on it, and loose, waiting for the additional wires or other components to be wired in. Right, so if I just, let's go for a bit of a close-up wander so you can have a see. I say nothing too spectacular to see here. I did shorten these two wires. Initially I had them routed against to the corner and around, but as this is the guitar input, I decided to shorten them, as I perhaps would have been better off creating a shielded cable for that element, but I decided to go with the suggested wire that was supplied. And at a later stage, if I find I am getting too much noise breakthrough from the inputs, I can, of course, rewire it with some screened cable. So output's done, inputs to the output transformer done, apart from the common. Heater wiring all the way through, and I have decided to try the parallel pairs as opposed to the twisted form that I normally use on my builds. Again, most of the wiring shown on the Modulus site seems to be this parallel pair rather than the twisted pair, so I thought I'd give it a go. And again, this high loop over the top of the valve socket seems to be the way they're going these days. So I think that's it for now. The next thing to do would be literally to start wiring, putting the flying leads on the circuit, the turret board, and then resting it in place and starting wiring up the relevant components. or relevant links to the sockets and the pots.